Okay, hi everybody. I'm Sana Khan Yazi, and we have a very interesting session for everyone today with a lot of these comedians. सबको लगता है कि comedy is a non-serious business, but in reality, it's a very serious business because there's a lot of hard work that goes into creating stand-up routines, performing, building your audience, and we also have a very interesting set of panelists today. I'll introduce myself first. I'm a comedian myself, but I'm also a furniture designer and an entrepreneur. What we're going to really talk about today is that everything's changed. The world as we knew has changed, and considering comedy, how do we think as an industry it can adapt? And what people have done so far, especially the comedians that we have on our panel today, to build their audiences so far, and how do they plan to take it along from here, and how we do different types of comedy. So I'm just going to introduce the people that we have today. We have Ali Gulpir. Say hello, Ali. he is
Hey, how's it going?
Ali's been doing improv comedy since 2008, and he makes satirical songs on social issues like corruption, extremism, harassment, etc. We have Natalia Gul Jalani. She is amazing. Apart from being amazing, she's a dentist, a stand-up comedian, and she has a startup called The Jungle, and she's called the queen of the jungle. And she, through the jungle, she throws entertainment events and community. She is also a community builder for PS 111. If you guys know what that is, that's a political sect that comes under PTI. Is that what it is? And
Yes.
then we have Akbar Chaudhary. Hey, Akbar.
हेलो
Akbar is also
क्या
a
हाल है सबके
comedian. Zabardast. Akbar is also a comedian, a stand-up comedian, and an improv artist, and he's been very closely involved with comedy in the city. He's been part of Lol Wale, which is an improvisational troupe, and he's co-hosted Chai Toast or host on Dawn up till very recently, which was you हर सुबह आपको अकबर की शक्ल देखने को मिलती थी on TV, and that's how you said good morning to everyone. And we have Jahan here as well. So, hey, Jahan, she's a big bird of the nest. Okay,
Hey,
she's
Jan.
on silent. That's fine. Just saying hello
Yeah.
to everyone. So, I think since I have introduced everyone, I want to ask each of you if can you tell me about your comedy journey, what you've done so far. I mean, I've just given people a little bit of a brief of what you've done. बहुत सरसरी सी बात की है. आप थोड़ा अपना खुद बता दें कि आप लोग ने how did you evolve into becoming comedians, and where do you think this is headed? Ali, we can start with you.
When did I start doing comedy? I think I started doing comedy when I was a little kid, and I couldn't read, so I would have my mom read me Akhbar-e-Jahan ke jokes, and I would memorize them. And then शाम को जब अब्बू के दोस्त आते थे, so I would tell them, and I would get a lot of money for it. That's my first gig.
What, you made money off it?
Yeah,
Wow.
Probably the only
मेरे
comedian
अब्बा ने
who
मुझे कभी
consistently
पैसे
कमा
नहीं
रहा
दिए
है.
इसके लिए.
I
है
was
ना?
I
Probably
was
the only.
I was a
Sorry, go
cute
ahead.
curly hair kid, and I would tell jokes and exploit the adults and get money. And I think that's where I started. And then I started doing improv in 2008, I think. And yeah, just on and off been doing it. Yep.
Right. So, Natalia, can you tell me how you ended up becoming a comedian and what your journey has been like so far?
Yeah, just like Ali, I started really young, but मेरा ये मसला था कि मैं हर किसी का कैरेक्टर अडॉप्ट कर लेती थी. कोई भी दोस्त मेरे घर आता था, कोई भी अंकल आते थे, तो I would start acting like them. I think that's one trait that I ended up doing theater कर रही थी तो Faiza Salim spotted me when I was in Greece, and she asked me if I want to be part of Kawatoons, which is an all girls South Asia's all girls comedy troupe. उसके बाद Hassan bin Shaheen, another comedian, he convinced me that I can do stand up without even listening to me. He booked me a show with Junaid Akram. It was an opening act for him. And जब वो show book हो गया, that's actually when I started writing. So comedy community is very inclusive, and actually they're very comfortable in their skin that they don't have any insecurities that they want everybody to be involved. So that's what I love about it.
That's great. That's good to know. I think I'm probably the only comedian out there who started really late. मुझे ना बस जब मैंने शुरू किया तभी से कॉमेडी मुझे आना शुरू हुई, उससे पहले कुछ भी सीन नहीं था. So Akbar, how can you tell us about your journey as a comedian? I think you've been doing it for a long time. I would say you're a veteran in the comedy scene.
I was also a cute curly haired kid, but unlike Ali, I did not make any money early on in my formative years. However, इसी तरह था, like Natalia said, theater से भी start हुआ था. Then we started doing improv with Lol Wale, and उसी साथ में simultaneously stand up. Shahzad and I started doing, and been pretty good since then. The 8-9 साल हो गए मेरे ख्याल से.
That's nice. So I think, unlike Ali, a lot of the comedians have this question whether comedy can be turned into a professional career or not. He's been making money for a long time, but a lot of people do have this question, especially people who want to come into this industry and want to make their name as a comedian. But we have to pay bills as well. So, what do you guys think about this industry growing? Is it possible for a comedian to live off of the earnings they get as a comedian, or do they always have to do something on the side, and comedy always has to be a second option for them? How does it work, and where do you see this going? Akbar, can you start with answering that?
Yeah, if anybody is looking to profit off comedy, there are simpler jobs certainly. अगर आपने एक 9 to 5 नौकरी कर ली, आपकी जिंदगी सुकून में होगी, घर वाले भी सुकून में होंगे, probably आपकी शादी भी हो जाए, वो भी सुकून में होंगे. But you can certainly profit off comedy. It just depends on if you really are passionate about it, because it is not like पार्ट टाइम थिंग. जैसे हम सोचते हैं ना, हॉबी होती है, कभी कभार कर ली, वीकेंड पे कर ली, ये वो. It's the same struggle, the same grind. You have to approach it with the same discipline as you would a corporate job. And if you are able and willing to do that for a number of years, शुरू में हाँ ये जरूर है, you do need something to supplement your income. But I certainly believe even in Pakistan, you can be solely reliant on performance art, specifically stand-up comedy, for your income.
Natalia, do you have anything to say to that? Because you also have, an entrepreneurship venture of your own.
The reason I started Jungle was because हमारे पास comedy events इतने हो नहीं रहे थे. So I was like, I need to make a company and have more events, because वही होता है कि हमारे पास usually अकबर ने बहुत अच्छा start किया था. He was having regular open mics, jokes on Jumeirats, but that kind of ended, and then we don't really have more avenues. तो हम अपना material कहाँ try करें? Because when we get like paid shows जो हमारे online, जैसे मैंने और अकबर ने भी recently एक special किया है, the material that I did was not tried on any show. So obviously वो हमारा फिर उसमें वो quality इतनी अच्छी नहीं होती. और choosing stand up as a career, I think कि उसके साथ साथ आपको और भी avenues explore करने हैं, because when you're doing stand up comedy, people expect you to write scripts. So you can do that. I've written multiple scripts for Danish Ali और 2-3 और जगहों के लिए, इस तरह की short films. So that's something that you can explore. You can always be an online content creator. आपको brands मिलते हैं. That's how you can make money. So obviously उसके साथ बहुत सारी चीजें branch out होती हैं that you need to explore as well.
Right. As you mentioned, Thursdays ko Akbar used to do it. He also started this thing on Tuesdays, Mangal Madness, was it? At Mad School, it used to happen.
Yeah.
So one of the very few regular shows that we used to have, and audiences used to come regularly to those shows, and that was very interesting. Ali, I do feel that you might have a different experience in terms of this, given that you focused a little more on digital. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, are you talking about in terms of having a career in comedy and the viability of it?
Having a live sort of stand-up career only as compared to the digital work that you've done. How does that also compare for you?
I think being an artist anywhere, any type, comedian or otherwise, it's really difficult to make a living on its own. I think probably less than 1 or 2% of actual people who set out to do comedy actually start making money, full bread and butter from it, nothing else. So I feel like if you want to do comedy, then you have to put on 4 or 5 different hats. You have to be a writer, a producer. You have to write comedy for other people. You have to act in comedic shows. You have to. Yeah, I've been doing digital, but like my rap music, satirical rap music, is an extension of my comedy. So I would write like Akbar and I, we wrote the Hum Style Awards ka script. You know, to pay the bills, and so it's an extension of comedy. It's not like you're doing like, हाँ मतलब कुछ लोग हैं जो बैंक में काम करते हैं और फिर कॉमेडी भी करते हैं, but at least you know, like if you want to stay in comedy and make it your main bread and butter, then you have to wear 3-4 different hats. You have to know how to sell your art too. I think a lot of people struggle with that. They know how to make a good funny video or material, but they just don't know how to make money off it. And that's where that's very important, because यहाँ पे वो नहीं होता कि PR टीम है, मैनेजर है, जो बाहर होता है कि एक आर्टिस्ट के पीछे एक पूरी टीम होती है, but that team is you yourself, so you need to do everything yourself, which is challenging but also fun, and you have more control.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting, because this is where I wanted to get to, because comedy on its own, just like any product on its own, does not stand a chance, because you have to have other skills. Maybe you're complementing sort of resources that can get you to get your comedy out there, or have certain skills to be able to sell your skill, you know, in a way, just like you do package a product and you sell a product in any business. But, you know, before we get into the business angle of comedy, I wanted to touch upon a little bit about the acceptance of comedy as a viable business, because, you know, there's also reality kya hai aur kya nahi hai, wo ek jo, you know, somebody who struggles through it, as most of us have in terms of the comedy career, there is also a very big weight of perception that's there, that इसका कोई काम नहीं है, you know, like you might as well become a doctor, engineer, accountant, sort of, you know, a secure job, like Akbar said, that there is you know, a 9 to 5 job that can secure a salary at the end of the day for you. So have you guys had to deal with that you know, acceptance issue in your family, your society, in society at large generally as well? It's very tricky for people to get into this and you know, keep at it, because बहुत से लोगों को घर भी चलाना होता है, they have like other needs that they have to fulfill. You know, anyone of you think that has been a challenge for you?
Who are you asking?
Also, any one of you. Natalia, can you sort of
या सबसे पहली बात ये है कि आर्टिस्ट की इस मुल्क में वैसी कदर नहीं है, ठीक है। सबसे पहले आपके पेरेंट्स सपोर्ट नहीं करते, फिर आपके वो प्रोड्यूसर्स जो आपको मैनिपुलेट करते हैं, आपको पैसे नहीं देते, तो आर्टिस्ट तो पाकिस्तान में हमेशा सफर करता है। सो अगर आज हम ये कर भी रहे हैं तो इट्स प्योरली बिकॉज ऑफ पैशन, वरना इसमें बहुत सारे लोगों ने हमारे पैसे नहीं दिए हुए, अभी भी हम सफर करते हैं। आर्टिस्ट की कदर नहीं है, रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है। when you come to writing stand-up comedy, when you come to writing, when it's all about freedom of expression, वहां जाके भी हमें मसले होते हैं। I have been trolled multiple times, I have been bashed multiple times, saying I'm not culturally appropriate, मैं shame करती हूँ। So, you know, I tackle with so many things, not getting paid firstly, then getting bashed online, and then, you know, itna process ke baad, how do you expect me to even write anymore? Because, you know, we can't even express anything. So that is the one thing that I especially struggle with, being a female comedian in Pakistan, because, you know, they're always there to get a women down.
I would agree. I would totally agree with that, having had similar experiences as well. It's very difficult to break through that wall that we have, but multiple layers of walls that are there, not only from your family, but, you know, the moment you start putting your content out there, there are a lot of layers you have to pass before you're even accepted, which brings me to my sort of releasing content digitally.
इसमें सना, I would like to add one thing, कि हमने इस पे काफी बात की एक्सेप्टेंस पे, पहले भी फैमिली वगैरह, तो ये तो सबको पता ही है। There's just one additional layer, like you said, which I think exists in Pakistan, कि हमारे majority अवाम का ना एक perception बना हुआ है कि comedy जो है वो सिर्फ वही होती है जो मोइन अख्तर के साथ करते थे या उमर शरीफ साथ करते थे. This is यही होती है, बस ये एक standard set किया हुआ है. And you know, obviously it was a very high standard of comedy, but it has since evolved. It is हम आजकल करते हैं, it's a contemporary style of stand-up comedy. So people, I feel like the majority mass population जो है, there's still an inertia that exists relative to the acceptance of this contemporary art form that we practice. And उसमें हमारा भी कसूर है. Like I do think कि जो भी हमारी clips वगैरह हैं, they haven't really reached out to as many people as they should have. लेकिन I do feel this a little barrier of acceptance के 1980s और 1990s के era में ही अभी तक एक standard set हुआ कि यही होना चाहिए, यही होता था.
So, but even अगर even when they watch our videos ना, they think that we're copying Indians. उनको लगता है कि ये जो stand up comedy है इस तरह की Indians करते हैं, हम उनको copy कर रहे हैं. So they don't know that stand up is like an international format, self deprecating humor होता है. So it's just a learning process. जितने हम comedians अपनी videos डालेंगे उतना ही हमारे masses को पता चलेगा इसके बारे में.
So you know, I think this has touched upon a few points. I think बहुत जबरदस्त बात ये, because अब in the world that is the COVID world that we have, हमें बड़ी एक importance जाहिर हुई है of creating content for the digital world. अब उसके अंदर क्योंकि हम लोग जब stand up live करते हैं, there's a very curated sort of audience that comes to it. But जब आप digitally content create करते हो, उसके अंदर आप control नहीं कर सकते कि किस तरह की audience आपकी receive करती है, which is a good thing in, you know, on one side that you have a much larger audience base that way. But again, like you said, Akbar, ये जो resistance of accepting this, you know, change or evolution of comedy, or accepting that this is an original art form, how do you think that while creating comedy for the digital world, how can we continue to educate and create awareness in the audiences to accept this? Akbar, can you?
Yeah, हाँ, बिल्कुल. I'll give you an example based off the little knowledge that I have कि ये दुनिया में कैसे होता है. For example, अमेरिका में वॉशिंगटन में I believe Kennedy Center एक है, ठीक है, वो फेलोशिप भी कराते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ से भी जाते हैं. तो they have their programming set for the next 5 years. अब क्या होता है कि जी अगर 3 साल बाद एक फेस्टिवल होना है या कोई एक आर्ट का कोई सेलिब्रेशन होना है, 3 साल पहले उन्होंने शुरू कर देना है उसको प्रमोट करना. और प्रमोट का मतलब ये नहीं कि ऐड चला देने फेसबुक पे हमारी तरह, दैट्स द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ आवर एफर्ट, बट लाइक यू नो गेट रिपोर्टर्स इन, गेट ब्लॉगर्स इन, हर तरह का मीडिया टू स्टार्ट एजुकेटिंग द ऑडियंस कि भाई होने क्या वाला है. सो बाय द टाइम the 3 years are up, a critical mass form हो जाता है, enough people know about it, enough people are educated and interested about it कि by the time the performance is set, you know, समझ में आता है लोगों को. तो ये एक रोल है जो हमने लाइव परफॉर्मेंस में ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस किया. आई बिलीव के आई थिंक नतालिया एंड अली गुल बोथ विल एग्री एज विल यू के अभी तक लोगों को स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी और इम्प्रोव की डिस्टिंक्शन नहीं पता. हम जब इम्प्रोव करने जाते हैं लोग कहते हैं कि ये स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी करने आ गए हैं एंड वाइस वर्सा. सो वी हैव आई थिंक been unable to educate a lot of people. I mean, I would say कि not as many people as we should have been. और इसमें हमारी भी गलती है, लेकिन हमारे साथ हमें न्यूज़पेपर्स को ऑन बोर्ड लेना चाहिए था और various platforms to sort of क्या कहते हैं
अब तुम
मैग्नीफाई.
सिखाओगे ना पीआर, like you're mentioning few ideas, now you have to teach us how to do it.
मुझे आता
Ali?
होता मैं ये कर रहा होता.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that is a problem that a lot of us do face. It's tricky doing, you know, PR for a lot of things is also accepted, but it is a trial and error that we must do to figure out what's the best way. And there is no one best way. There's definitely a variety of ways that we can, and it keeps evolving as well. Ali, I'd love to get your input on this, you know, creating awareness for the digital audience, since you've been in the game also, and what has your experience been in terms of the different kind of content that you create?
Like in terms of what the audience perception is, or
their reaction,
or
and
generally.
how have you seen them evolve, or is there a way that you think you can help that process of them evolving and being more aware of accepting different types of comedy?
I think I think uh, I think the only way forward is to do more comedy. There is no other way. I think my experience has been that the first time, the first song that I did, Vadere Ka Beta, people thought that this is an actual guy, actual Vadera, singing about his, lifestyle, and but they found it funny. They didn't understand satire, but they found it funny. Some Vaderas owned it, and then I would go out and I would explain that this is satire, that I'm not a Vadera, I'm mocking them. And so, I mean, and 6, 7 songs down the road, and a few years later, now people get it. You don't have to explain it. People get Colonel Ki Bibi is not, is a joke. And people, so even though that's not something like we had, socially conscious music. We had Ehtisab by Junoon, we had Chief Saab by Sajad Ali, and Mr. Fraudier by Awaz, and but it wasn't in satirical. It was more of a like, um, एक गाना है जो एक इशू के बारे में है, so उसमें character नहीं था और उसमें वो चीजें नहीं थी. So I think the best way forward is to just keep on doing it. A lot of people will not understand it, but then if it's good, if it's funny, people will love it. I think we just have to keep on doing it. You just have to find your audience. Even now, like, yeah, I mean, I have to compete with people who make love songs, and that is the hardest thing to do, because people who make love songs are will be more. They're not political, not controversial. They get, it's easy digestible for people. More viewership. But yeah, you just find your niche and you keep producing work, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's my experience.
I like to add to this is that through my comedy, I've always talked about things that are taboo in our society, just like talking on stage about pimples or periods or relationship or dating culture is a taboo. Even in my comedy, I have tried adding a bit on the child abuse, and obviously reaction different होता है, but acceptance comedy की नहीं आ रही क्योंकि उनको मेरे ideas accept नहीं कर रहे, because they
Mm,
don't accept that we can date in Pakistan. So if
yeah,
we don't accept those ideas, they will never accept our comedy, because हम जो हैं हम evolved generation है, हमारा exposure है, हम हमारे पेरेंट्स ने हमें इतना फ्रीडम दिया कि हम खुल के इस बारे में बात कर सकते हैं. बट फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ masses especially, they don't even want to talk about it. Everybody does that, but they don't want to talk about it. So I wouldn't say that we need to find our niche. I say that we keep on making such content, because I feel like I'm educating audience through my content. They're going to hate me, but आगे जाके कभी ना कभी तो शायद agree करें.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
that so it's not about
good.
like, so we're not talking about comedy. We're talking about like norms of society and what they expect women to talk about and what not to talk
Yeah.
about, and what, so that is a different, um, that is a different problem, I feel.
या
But that's
मतलब हम तो
also,
हमारा लड़कियों के लिए तो एक जनरेशन पीछे चलता है ना सब कुछ.
I think that's it's. I wouldn't say that it's entirely a different problem. I would say that it's another layer of or several layers of problem, because वो जो acceptance की हम बात कर रहे हैं audience की, वो पहले तो आपके जोक समझेंगे, बाद में पहले वो देखेंगे कि मर्द है कि औरत है जो ये जोक मार रही है, उसके बाद मुझे
Right.
उसको रिएक्ट किस तरह करना है. वो their reaction is dependent first on who that joke is coming from, and then the second is
Sure.
whether that joke is really funny or whether I understand this kind of comedy at all. So that's something that I wanted to say as well. Natalia, I wanted you to also give us your experience of, because I do feel that other than there are two jobs here that you have to do. One is that you are educating audience about subjects that are taboo, and then on the other side, you're also educating how to listen to somebody that they're not used to listening these things from. So अगर आपको आदत ही नहीं है कि मजाक किसी से सुनने की, तो वो मजाक क्या है उससे फर्क थोड़ा नहीं पड़ता. कौन कह रहा है उससे फर्क पड़ता है. So would you shed some light on that?
Yeah, जैसे आपने mention किया, सबसे पहले it comes down to gender. Who is saying it? A girl is saying it or a male is saying it. Male is saying it तो फिर भी उसकी acceptability ज़्यादा होती है. Secondly, then obviously people don't know how to laugh on themselves. Like something that I faced with when I did jokes on Sindhis, they got offended when clearly I was just mocking अपनी, वो कहते हैं ना कि अपनों का तो मजाक उड़ाया जा सकता है, तो मैं तो अपनों का मजाक उड़ा रही थी, but it did not go too well. तो यही है, पहले तो I think acceptance आनी है इस जेंडर की, और फिर obviously I can easily convey my message. Even like Ali has been doing songs that has a reason to it. He did about Ali Zafar pura case, so we can through our comedy send out powerful messages without offending anybody, but पहले थोड़ा सा art को समझने की जरूरत है.
I think ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता कि आप किसी को offend ना करें, because offend तो होंगे लोग.
And I believe that people are entitled to their opinion, so सही है, हर कोई आपके अच्छा बुरा दोनों accept करना चाहिए आपको.
Right. So we have a comment from one of our audiences. Hassan actually says that I think we can't continue to blame the audience. Our market reality is such that unless we have a digital presence, they won't be interested in our live comedy.
I think first of all, Hassan needs to leave right now. I'm joking. I think Hassan bin Shaheen hai.
I think he's the only one watching us. He dekh bhi raha hai.
Oh, right.
No, there are other questions also. I'll get to that, but
okay.
There is so I think I would like Akbar for you to comment on what Hassan has just said. How far can we blame the audience in a way that we're talking, and how far is it the responsibility of the comedians to create more and more content so that they're that
आसान जो बात कर रहा है बिल्कुल जायज है, और ये हमने इस पे अभी ब्रीफली टच भी किया है कि हम जैसे शो कर लेते हैं, ठीक है, बड़ा अच्छा जाता है, बड़ा खुश होते हैं हम, 200-250 लोग आ जाते हैं, बट कंसिडरिंग दैट एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ आवर सिटी अलोन, इट्स नॉट इट्स नॉट इवन अ डेंट. तो ये चीज नहीं चलेगी जब तक हम इंडिया में स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी क्यों पॉपुलर हुई, क्योंकि परफॉर्म हुई लाइव, फिर उसकी जो वीडियो है वो बहुत सारे लोगों ने जाके देखी. हम नहीं कर सकते, वाकई ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते ऑडियंस को. जो ओनस ऑफ एजुकेटिंग एंड रेजिंग अवेयरनेस एंड बताना कि भाई ये एक है नया आर्ट फॉर्म है, और उसको अच्छा भी करना है. ये नहीं कि हम बिल्कुल ही खड़े होके कुछ भी बोल दें, उसकी वीडियो लगा दें और फिर एक्सपेक्ट करें यार लोग अप्रिशिएट नहीं करें, आ नहीं रहे शोज पे. दैट्स नॉट गोना बी कट इट. वी हैव टू कॉन्स्टेंटली इवॉल्व and improve our art form, and at the same time, like Ali said, many hats need to be donned for this. एक stand-up comedian specifically के लिए it's not just enough to be a good writer and a performer. You have to be good at marketing, social media. आपको मतलब वीडियो एडिट करना आनी चाहिए, आपको रिकॉर्ड करना आना चाहिए, आपको ऐड चलाना आना चाहिए. 1000 चीजें हैं जो कि शायद 15-20 साल पहले नहीं जरूरी होती थी, लेकिन अब इसके बगैर मेरे ख्याल से you can't survive.
As there has to be support, is that the support of different types of resources. जरूरी नहीं है कि एक ही बंदा सब कुछ करे. I think that availability of resources is also something that we can work on, because
but the thing is that do you wait for that resource, or do you do it? Do you wait for that resource to come and make your career, or you can't because you
create it.
If there is you create it, but you can't really afford it. I mean, अगर आप खुद अपनी team बनाओ, you got to be making very good money to pay those people. So most of the people are just doing it themselves. The thing is that this is going to filter out. This happens. बहुत सारे लोग comedy में आते हैं, करते हैं कुछ कोशिश, नहीं होता, चले जाते हैं. This is how it is in every industry. The good will survive. They will keep on doing it. And some people are good, but they have other obligations. They won't be able to do it. It's challenging. If you want to get into comedy, you got to know, you got to have 2-3 other skills, and you can't just bank on stand-up comedians. अमेरिका में भी नहीं कमाते. बहुत हमने जो 10-15 देखते हैं ना, हम जिनके Netflix स्पेशल आते हैं, वो भी उनके भी आप घर जाके देखें ना, वो भी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. Like just because someone has some views doesn't matter, because उधर इतनी बड़ी मार्केट है कि आप पत्थर फेंकोगे एक स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियन पे गिरेगा. So it's not like they're struggling. आप Times Square पे जाएं, वो stand-up comedian खुद अपने paper लेके खड़े होते हैं कि I'm performing, do you want to come watch the show? And
Yeah.
that's so we've also done that, you know, for our shows in the beginning. So yeah, I mean, this is not a joke. This industry is not a joke. If you want to get into comedy, it's gonna take a lot, and it helps if you come from a family that's well off, because you're not gonna make money for some time, or you're okay with living as a bum under a bridge. That is also fine, because that is where you will be for some time.
So this raises an important comparison between comedy and the business world, or a comedy as an entrepreneurship. Being a comedian really requires you to be an entrepreneur. And I think so. As entrepreneurs do struggle, they struggle to put resources together. They often cannot afford to provide themselves or hire experts in the fields that they require unless somebody comes and invests in them. I think that being a comedian also requires you to be an entrepreneur, and that's something that I want to focus a little bit more on, along the lines of, because we were talking about creating different types of comedy as well, or creating more content digitally as well. So in the middle of all the types of content that we are creating, I do want to bring in one particular type, which is the business comedy. Because there's so much happening out there. There's so many people who are affected by either being part of a business or running a business, or in some ways. What place do you think does business comedy have in the comedy world?
Define business comedy. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
So business comedy really is
comedy that means business.
Comedy that is making money.
Equally
Comedy
good, I think.
नहीं, हम कर लेते हैं, अपनी definition बनाते हैं. Let's do that. Business comedy is about creating jokes or finding the funny side of doing business. Also creating content that is relatable to people who are either doing business or a part of business. For example, if you are an entrepreneur or an IT entrepreneur, making jokes about things that are IT, and I know that will have a very niche audience as well. So
you mean by like corporate events, right?
So yes, corporate events are one way where you can actually where your audience comes for that type of comedy. क्योंकि हमारे इवेंट्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोग जो है वो इनवाइट करते हैं कॉमेडियंस को कि आके आप बात करें, पर जब वो आते हैं तो अक्सर I've noticed that the audience is not able to relate to the kind of jokes that are being performed on stage, because वो उस वक्त they're in a different mindset, which they're at a conference, they're at a business event, but जो comedy हो रही है वो किसी की पर्सनल लाइफ के बारे में हो रही है, या शादी के बारे में हो रही है, किसी और चीज के बारे में हो रही है. So there is a space for it. So do you think there is anyone who's doing that in Pakistan right now, and how can we add to that?
So firstly, I think the comedian has to be really clever enough कि वो जहाँ जा रहा है उनसे related थोड़े बहुत jokes तो करेगा. Like शुरू में obviously audience interaction में you have to swoon them over, because वो पैसे दे के नहीं आए आपके comedy event में. They're corporate clients. उनका अपना एक है ego, respect, वो देख के हंसते हैं इधर उधर. So firstly, you have to be friends with the audience in order for them to listen to your life story. And secondly, when you talk about comedy business, I think किसी ने mention भी किया था, why don't you involve the dining and comedy experience? And that's exactly what I have been trying to do with the jungle. That I'm trying to combine, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में कराची में लोग सिर्फ खाने के लिए बाहर जाते हैं. So I have tried to combine these both experiences, where I have like regular storytelling nights at a cafe. I even tried to do the comedy night that somebody even mentioned. एक और hotel का basement है जहाँ पे I was trying to make that like a loungy feel, where there was music, there was comedy. So I have been trying to build that culture where people can actually enjoy food, enjoy comedy, enjoy drinks as well, but listen to the comedian, because यहाँ पे लोग पीने के बाद सुनते नहीं हैं. So yeah, there's a culture to build. आराम से हो जाएगा.
Right. Ali, would you like to add something to that?
I think I think if something is funny, we're all human. If I'm joking about, let's say, like I'll speak from my own experience. Whenever I do a show for the business community, I always say, "आपके office में ज़रूर एक ताड़ू होगा." And most of the girls laugh. Some gutsy ones also point at some people. So if something is funny, it's funny. It's funny to the business community. It's business. Like I did a song called Chutti Time, which is for like 9 to 5 people, and for them, Chutti is like freedom. And but I feel like, but that was probably the least views I got like ever. So I wouldn't like. I think as a comedian, you want to throw the net of relatability as wide as possible. So if I'm making a song that talks about harassment, that is आपकी आधी पूरी दुनिया की आधी population will relate to it. If I'm talking about, let's say, dictators or the abuse of power, then there's so many people who can relate to it. So I would not limit myself to Umair Jaliwala jokes. I would go try to spread a big net and try to relate to the human in you and not just what you do. That shouldn't be the box, you know.
So Jahan here has a question. She says, where do each of you generate your content from, and do you keep a notebook or a note app and constantly jot down things you see or experience? How much time is spent in preparation? Akbar, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, it's just everyday life. With years gone by, I feel like कि जितना जैसे अभी हम बात कर रहे थे relatability वाला, ये चीज़ें ज़्यादा वर्क करती हैं. हमने ये भी देखा है international comedians जब आते हैं when they joke about marriage and relationships and stuff like that, ये चीज़ें ज़्यादा accessible होती हैं, things that are true to the experience of every human being. So शुरू में when I started off, I used to do really abstract observational material जो मुझे personally बड़ा funny लगता था, but the audience would not laugh at it. So now as I've evolved, I've understood कि हाँ, it needs to be slice of life basically. Yeah. So everyday things, everyday interactions, things going on in the city with family, at work, इस तरह की चीजें.
Right. Natalia, do you want to talk about your process of writing comedy, where you get your content from?
Yeah, same as Akbar said, it's very observational. And whenever I have an idea, I write it down on my phone. और फिर उसको expand किया जाता है into jokes. Sometimes I write the entire thing. Sometimes I write a punch and then improvise on it. But वही बात है कि we have to try our jokes. If you're talking about stand-up, then obviously it's a process that you need to keep on trying it at different shows and you get different reactions. तो आपको पता चलता है कि comic timing यहाँ ठीक थी, यहाँ ठीक नहीं थी, इसको minus करें, इसको add करें. And about online content, what I've realized works the most is the most relevant topic. जैसे कोई न्यूज आए आप फौरन उस पे अपना ह्यूमरस क्लिप कहते हैं ना प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में लाओ, इट गोज वायरल. So it's just that simple that everybody because is waiting for कि अच्छा अब ये topic हुआ है इसकी meme तो बनेगी, we're gonna wait on that. A lot of people I know actually know about what's going on in the country through memes. So comedy is that medium that can be used for passing on information, current news in a very humorous way.
Right. Also, but I would like to add, as much as I do think that is, a great way to do that, but don't you think that also adds a little bit of a misinformation, which, I mean, I know there's a lot of that already happening around, but doesn't it add like a lot of misinformation to it as well?
Dekho, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, please explain.
I was like, as an influencer, I think हर किसी की social responsibility है to pass on the right information. अगर आप ये नहीं कर रहे, then you don't even have the right to be an influencer in the first place.
Right. I think last week tonight एक show है John Oliver का या Daily Show with John Stewart था पहले, अब Trevor Noah. These are in the end funny shows. This is not a show where you get your news from. This is a person जिसने न्यूज़ को इंटरप्रेट करके उसमें जोक्स डाल के अपना परसेप्शन डाला है. So if you are looking for news from me or Natalia or Akbar, then you're an idiot. You shouldn't be. And that's not my responsibility कि मैं तुम्हें factual चीजें बताऊं. मैं joke सुनाने आया हूं. And this is my perception. If I find this colonel की बीवी or anything harassment, like I then that's funny to me, and this is my perception. This is what I have a voice, and I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I have to be content with my voice. I can't be bullshitting people and lying to myself. I need to sleep at night. So, but if I'm content in my point of view, then that's what matters. And उससे पहले जो बात हो रही थी कि content generate कहाँ से होता है, I think yeah like society, everything, बहुत कम चीजें are introspective of mine. They're mostly about the society. But कभी जरूरत नहीं है कि आप trending चीजें पे करें. मैंने वो भी किया है. Like sometimes every trending thing is not something I would joke about also. Like I feel like right before or right after the Colonel thing, that Uzma and that actual scene हुआ था and किसी के, and that I knew from the get go that that is not the issue that we're thinking this is. So you try to try to pick on issues that mean a lot or say more than they are. जैसे Colonel की बीवी doesn't just talk about one Colonel की बीवी, talks about the military and or the elite in our society and how they behave and how they look at law. उनके लिए कानून कुछ अलग है, हमारे लिए कुछ और अलग है. हाँ, abuse of power. So like I did a song for Tadu called Tadu Maru, and this is all before Me Too or how cool it was to be woke. This is back in 2012. I did it because it was close to me, that issue. You know, I grew up with a single mother, so I knew how people look at her. So sometimes comedy comes from within, and so it's not about something trending. It could be something that means a lot to you, but a lot of people face it as well. So it has to have, like, आप अपनी personal, जैसे अकबर कह रहा था ना कि अपनी personal experiences वाली comedy कभी कभी नहीं चलती. I think वो इसलिए नहीं चलती क्योंकि हम मुझे लगता है बहुत सारी चीजें जो हम फील करते हैं वो बहुत सारे लोग करते हैं. We just need to find the right words and the right context to explain it and to make it relatable to people. They will find it funny. I know a lot of people, sometimes I eat ketchup with my biryani, and a lot of people judge me for it. So I think a lot of people, I can make a joke about that. You might not eat ketchup with your biryani, but you'll find it funny if I present it in a funny way where I add ketchup with everything or whatever. I'm a chef, ketchup bay, whatever. So it just needs to be,
something that you and Natalia both have touched upon is being responsible as someone who has the power to influence people's ideas. That's a debate I think that continues to go on and will go on forever, because what is ethical, what is not, how far do comedians have to be ethically responsible as well? Because a lot of comedians, I'd say, do argue that we are making jokes for the sake of making jokes. We don't have to be responsible in that way. What do you guys think, that where does the responsibility lie in things like this, in terms of educating the audience about sensitive issues? Natalia, like your experience is of talking about taboo topics, or Akbar or Ali, your experience of talking about things that people are not used to hearing, but talking about them responsibly, so that the right kind of idea and people who are following you and people who are looking up to you are not getting the wrong sort of validation from it. Akbar, can you say a few words?
Yeah, that's a good question. I agree. मतलब certainly there's some responsibility. ये नहीं कि आप बिल्कुल blatantly irresponsible बातें और statements और jokes कर रहे हैं कि मतलब कोरोना की इलाज भी है, $10,000 की मिल रही है, for example. इस तरह की बातें अगर हम peddle कर रहे हैं तो certainly we should be prosecuted. लेकिन to hold a comedian or a performer to the same सेम जर्नलिस्टिक इंटेग्रिटी ऑलमोस्ट आप एक न्यूज एंकर या एक जर्नलिस्ट से एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे, आई थिंक वो थोड़ी अनफाउंडेड है, क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एंटरटेन करना है मकसद, और हम अक्सर एक जोक करने के पर्पस में we will twist या distort the sentence or the information or something in a certain way to get the comedy across. तो आई थिंक इतनी ज्यादा हम पे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं आनी चाहिए, अनलेस आप बहुत ही एक सीरियस मौजू पे बात करें, जैसे ये बात हुई थी डेली शो हो गया या पेट्रियट एक्ट हो गया, इस पे या जॉन ऑलिवर का शो हो गया, ये बड़ी रियल और हैवी किस्म की चीजों पे बात होती है, बट स्टिल लाइक आई डोंट थिंक कि एक जैसे न्यूज़पेपर का एक स्टैंडर्ड होता है कि यू होल्ड देम टू दैट स्टैंडर्ड, एक कॉमेडियन या परफॉर्मर को आप उसी लेवल पे होल्ड करेंगे, यार आपने ये कैसे बोल दिया, ये कैसे बोल दिया। फॉर एग्जांपल मैं कुछ दिन पहले एक वीडियो बनाई थी, बीकन हाउस का एक बच्चा था, उसने एक रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट किया, ठीक है, लॉन्गेस्ट रन अप का। अब मुझे बड़ी absurd चीज लगी है तो मैंने इस पे जोक कर दिया। अच्छा, अब कल मैं देख रहा था कमेंट्स में उस बच्चे की अम्मा जो है उन्होंने किया कि आई एम वेरी हर्ट, देयर आर टीयर्स रोलिंग डाउन माय चिन और चीक। मैं थोड़ा बुरा भी फील किया, बट देन आई लुक्ड इनटू इट, यार दे कम फ्रॉम अ सुपर प्रिविलेज्ड एंड एलीट फैमिली। उस बच्चे के पीछे 4 पुलिस की मोबाइल चल रही हैं, व्हाई शुड आई फील बैड अबाउट मेकिंग फन ऑफ मतलब सच प्रिविलेज्ड पीपल हु आर डूइंग absurd things?
I get that. Natalia, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I think Akbar is right that every comedian is not responsible इस तरीके से हम उसको ना बोले कि journalistic view आए उसमें से। I think हर comedian का एक अपना style of comedy है। There are many comedians who do only dark jokes. There are many comedians who do one-liners. अकबर का अलग format है, अली का अलग format है, तो हम एक सांचे में से नहीं डाल सकते। अब I think जिस तरह की मैं comedy करती हूँ, it comes down from my personality that I'm like a very monitor who wants to change around things. And that's exactly what comes in my comedy because वो मेरी personality बाहर आती है। तो I think हर comedian पे ये social responsibility नहीं है. People can joke about it, and of course जिस तरह अकबर has joked about this privileged kid, I think it is funny. वो वही बात है जिसका मजाक उड़ाएंगे वो तो offend होगा. But वही बात है, it all comes down to यार ego खत्म करें. It's okay to laugh at yourself.
But I would also want to just supplement this कि अगर let's say एक ऐसे बच्चे ने जो एक humble background से आता या एक repressed group से या oppressed minority or whatever, और उनका हम मजाक उड़ा रहे होते हैं, तो हाँ उस पे you are open to criticism and being lambasted because जो हम एक चीज practice करते हैं, आप oppressor का मजाक उड़ाएं, oppressed का नहीं। So ये एक distinction जरूर है कि अगर एक इंसान मुसलसल घटिया बातें किया जा रहा है, marginalized groups या communities के expense पे joke कर रहा है, तो yes, certainly that is not that's not under the umbrella of say whatever freedom of speech blah blah.
Like we all made fun of the Maria B incident that happened because she comes from a privileged family and जिसके statement थे वो कैसे थे, वो उसपे तो वो खुद आई थी कि यार हाँ मेरा मजाक उड़ाओ। इस तरह से शर्मिला फारूकी वाला incident happened, we made fun of that because and she enjoyed it. She actually retweeted it and she enjoyed it. So I think बस वही है कि मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं, depend करता है person पे how the person takes it.
Yeah, I think punching up is the way. You can't punch down. You have to punch up to people who are more powerful than you. And I mean, don't try to censor comedy. I got FIA notices because this pop star didn't like my jokes. I think that is the wrong way to go. Yeah, we should not incite violence. एक बंदा है जो पूरे शहर को लॉकडाउन कर लेता है, प्री लॉकडाउन कर लेता है, हॉस्टेज पूरे शहर को रखता है, स्टेट को हॉस्टेज रखता है, सबको गालियां देता है, वो बंदा आवाम फ्री घूम रहा है, एक बंदे ने जोक कर दिया एंड देन ही सेंट नोटिसेस। आई थिंक वो ही कहते हैं ना, मंटो साहब की जो सेइंग है कि अगर तुम्हें मेरे अफसाने बर्दाश्त नहीं तो मतलब तुम्हें ये ज़माना बर्दाश्त नहीं, क्योंकि that's what I write about. So if you can't tolerate the jokes, then that means you can't tolerate the society. So change that instead of stopping the jokes.
Yeah, so we audience की बात और educating the audience की बात इसके अंदर आ जाती है कि कितना how much can you push back on these norms of people not being able to accept the reality and how much do you talk about that, you will definitely get a backlash for it. But जहाँ बात थोड़े extra sensitive मामलात की आ जाती है, वो फिर it's an ever going on sort of debate के इस पे बात करनी चाहिए, इस पे मजाक करना चाहिए कि नहीं. हर बंदे की एक अलग sensibility और sensitivity होती है towards different kinds of topics that people talk about. So I guess
तो फिर आप नहीं
you know,
देखें, आप नहीं देखें, आपको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा इसके बारे में मजाक उड़ा, आप नहीं देखें. We can always close that X बटन को क्लिक करके just close it. I think हम इतने ट्रिगर हो जाते हैं कि ओ ये मजाक मेरे ख्याल से नहीं हो सकता और फिर अब ये नहीं होना चाहिए, अब मैं रोडों पे निकाल के टायर जलाने शुरू हो जाऊं. That's just stupid. I think your moral compass के हिसाब से पूरी दुनिया नहीं चलेगी. So
Okay.
yeah,
with
so
the new
you're
with the new cancel culture, I think हम बहुत बैठे होते हैं, very triggered कि अब किसको cancel करेंगे वो. So you know the thing is कि पूरे world का order change हो रहा है, यहाँ पर हम वो एक criticism में बैठे रहते हैं, ये joke ठीक नहीं है, तो art तो कभी grow ही नहीं होएगा हमारे society में इस तरह. तो I feel like art should not be changed. We should be able to say things. People should start accepting it.
Talking about the new world order, and you know, because हम लोग लोगों को एक तो अवेयरनेस भी आनी चाहिए और हमें एक्सेप्ट भी करना चाहिए कि डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कॉमेडी है. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको पसंद आएगी, आप बंद कर दें, लाइक अली said. But there is somebody here who says that that I think that a major chunk of our comedy fraternity are digitally handicapped, and they have a terrible digital presence and don't seem to put a lot of effort in developing digital assets. Going a traditional route of doing clubs and small cafes is not going to cut it. What do you guys think? What is in the new era, which is 2020, digital compared to live shows की क्या balance है? हम किस तरह से digital presence ज़्यादा बढ़ा सकते हैं? Or do you think that we will the value of live performances will come back the same way, or will digital forever now will have the upper hand in this scenario? Akbar, do you want to say something?
यार अब nobody can say. मैं अपने personal bias से कहूँगा कि the experience of मतलब enjoying something live can never be replicated in any way, shape or form. और for both the sake of the performer and the audience यही चाहूँगा कि जिस तरह पहले होती थी चीज़ें वैसे ही हों. क्योंकि ऑनेस्टली है, जैसे इन भाई ने बात की, बात तो सही है. कॉमेडियन स्पेसिफिकली हैव नॉट द ग्रेटेस्ट डिजिटल प्रेजेंस, और उसकी वजह यही है क्योंकि हमें जो लाइव एक मजा आता है वो नहीं आता डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे. वी लिव फॉर दैट, वी क्रेव दैट इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन. एक बड़ा डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस है. यू डू गुड, द ऑडियंस विल अप्रिशिएट इट देयर एंड देन. नहीं होगा तो आपको पता लग जाएगा. तो उसमें बड़ा मुझे एक ब्यूटी लगती है, हाउ सिंपल इट इज. ये जरूर है कि अब डिजिटली हमें कुछ ना कुछ करना जरूरी है क्योंकि फॉर द फोरसीएबल फ्यूचर देयर इज नो एवेन्यू फॉर लाइव परफॉर्मेंस. बट आई पर्सनली डोंट थिंक एंड डोंट वांट टू बिलीव दैट देयर विल एग्जिस्ट अ वर्ल्ड जहाँ ये जूम पे स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी शोज हो रहे होंगे एज अपोज टू PACC पे.
I like to add to that because I recently did a show for LA Comedy Club जिसमें पहली दफा मुझे पैसे भी मिले इंटरनेशनल शो करने के लिए, and that was on Zoom. Initially I said no to her because I was like यार I don't know how it's gonna happen. Audience को मैं सुन पाऊंगी? कहती नहीं, हम mics off करते हैं because obviously किसी का फोन बज रहा है ये वो, but they can type. So बहुत मुश्किल से I said yes to her because obviously I had to turn all my set into English obviously. तो मैंने किया and surprisingly it was a very good experience. People were commenting, so I could actually engage with them during my performance. So it was a very surreal experience, and I got paid. So I think I'm actually trying to make that format here for Pakistani stand-up comedians as well, because पहले मैं एक writer rooms बना रही हूँ जिसमें थोड़ा बहुत हम discuss करें, क्योंकि वही बात है कि open mic नहीं होंगे तो material कहाँ try करेंगे. So I'm actually trying to build that format in Pakistan for our comedians, and I would want that we should still start make money from digital platform, वरना घर तो नहीं बैठ सकते हम ऐसे.
And I think
I would like, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think you're there. Right. I mean, the person who commented is right. I mean, not a lot of comedians that I know are tech savvy and they're not really have a big digital presence. बहुत कम लोग हैं. But then what about the people who just want to be stand-up comedians? They don't want to be digital content creators. What about the purist? What about the person who just wants to go every week, probably do a show for some people and make them laugh? And so you can't really judge them. I think to each his own. वाली बात है कि I think there's that everybody. It's an art form. It's not something that a lot of people do it out of passion. And when you do something out of passion, then you get to choose the rules. You get to choose what road you want to go to. And so there might be some people who just want to do stand up. They don't want to do har waqt Insta, Snapchat and all that. It gets taxing. So I don't really blame them. I would say to this person who commented that why isn't there a startup which manages digital or does digital or produces digital content for comedians or manages their digital presence? There should be dedicated talent management, digital content creator management companies or whatever. I think there's a lot of room for that. I think a lot of people, a lot of content creators that I meet, they're doing good work. They're doing unique अपने किस्म का content, but फिर भी वो they're not able to profit from it, even though their content is amazing. It's just because they don't know how to sell it. और एक इंसान से हम कितना भी expect कर सकते हैं. वही many hats वाली बात हर कोई नहीं कर सकता. So I think this is where the digital community needs to step up and maybe think of what they can do because it's not purely charity. I'm not saying do it for charity. It's a good business. I mean, the people who in media who do make money, they make good money. अगर आप एक show कर रहे हैं, एक average, somewhat known comedian would make लाख और लाख से ऊपर या लाख जितना. अब उसमें से अगर if some digital company is taking a percentage, that's pretty good. So if they have like 4 or 5 comedians they manage or digital content creators and they make their videos and they take a commission, that would be great. I think that's an idea somebody needs to work on.
I think there's a huge opportunity to, for the business community and the comedy fraternity to come together and find solutions to having an easier way of getting to, audiences and creating content online. Because for stand-up comedians, people who perform live, there's a lot of fear of the unknown, I feel, as well, because the digital operates very differently from the live performances that they're used to. So that is also a shift. Not everyone's able to adapt to that environment as well or is willing to. So I think there is an opportunity and opening for some solutions to be provided for that. I think there's a comment from Sabika about something that we were discussing about responsibility, and she raised a very good point about that organizations are also meant to be held responsible when there is a way to give out information and what kind of information that they are giving out. But I think because we're talking about comedy and responsibility on the part of the comedians, this is something that we can continue to talk about and also be educated ourselves, because as comedians I feel we're also learning. ये कोई कहीं की बात नहीं है कि the comedians know best. There is no such thing. We are evolving as people. जिन चीज़ों के बारे में 2 साल पहले हम जोक करते थे, शायद हम उसके बारे में आज ना करें. Is there something that can you guys, because I think we're also out of time, I would just like to say or I would like you guys to add आप लोग की in your own journeys आप लोगों ने किस तरह evolve आप लोग किया है, और क्या what you have noticed, what have you noticed about your own journey in terms of the evolution?
ये अच्छी बात की आपने सना, and I'm glad you touched upon this. People are quick to, well, not people, I would say एक बड़ा ultra woke extreme left wing है ट्विटर पे, ये जो कैंसल कल्चर में बिलीव करता है, and जज ज्यूरी एग्जीक्यूशनर वाले उस पे. तो I would like to just give an analogy to a normal job कि जैसे एक आप जाते हैं, let's say you're starting off a job, आपका पहला दिन है, It's not possible कि आप, you're going to be the best possible version of yourself. It's going to take you a couple of years to get fluent at what you do, build competence over the years. So you'll get good at it eventually. So the same thing applies to comedy. Like मुझे याद है एक दफा एक comedian था, ओपन माइक पे उस पर पहली दफा परफॉर्म किया था, एंड ही डिड अ टेरिबल जॉब. लेकिन पीपल वर ऑफेंडेड, इसने क्या बोल दिया, कैसे बोल दिया. तो यार ये थोड़ा अनफेयर है. इट्स जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर जॉब, यू गेट गुड एट इट विद टाइम. जो चीजें मैं, आपने जैसे कहा 5 साल पहले जिसके बारे में जोक करता था, अब नहीं करूंगा. इसलिए नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि मुझे उस वक्त नहीं पता था कि ये चीजें मुनासिब नहीं है, या इनको इस तरह इनके बारे में बात नहीं किया जाता. यू इवॉल्व, यू लर्न, यू एजुकेट योरसेल्फ. आप जरूर ऐसे एक इंसान को जो 5 साल पहले वही जोक्स कर रहा था जो अब कर रहा है, उसको आप जरूर पुट देम अंडर the X, but somebody who's actively trying to educate and improve themselves, I think one should give them the benefit of the doubt and stop analyzing content and comedy in a microcosm. एक context होता है, एक broader context होता है. आप एक line से नहीं जा सकते. जैसे अक्सर किसी का ना आप एक clip लगा देंगे 10 सेकंड का out of context, and it might sound horrible, but within a broader context it makes sense. So I think we should reserve judgment until we have the full picture.
I also think that it's important to have conversations, right? Agar aap, if somebody is saying something that's not acceptable to a lot of people, then a conversation can actually take place, that discussion can happen. So instead of that cancel culture, you do, present your point of views, and somebody somewhere will learn from it. Every time a few people will learn something and you grow. That's something I think Natalia had mentioned earlier, that every time you talk about an issue that is a taboo, बहुत से लोग बुरी बुरी बातें भी करते हैं, but उसमें से कुछ लोग हैं जो सीख भी जाते हैं, जो बहुत important है. And I think as somebody who performs and has an influence on an audience, you have a mic, you have the power to change a mindset, however slowly, then you must take that opportunity to keep having those conversations. Natalia, I'd like your viewpoint on this as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. कि मेरी एक वीडियो मैंने डाली थी, लोग काफी ऑफेंड हुए. So I went online with my live session. I was like, let's have a conversation. आज सारे हम आपके जो क्या कहते हैं उसको, सारे जो वो है, there's a word for complaints को, reservations को, let's address them. So I did go into a conversation about what I wrote, मैं क्या सोचती हूँ उसके बारे में, कि असल में facts ये हैं. वही मैंने बात है, हर किसी को, ये comedian को जरूरी नहीं कि वो journalistic वाली approach ले और fact करे, but I feel like I'm responsible, so I do take that responsibility to educate them further in the conversation. बाकी जहाँ तक journey की बात है, as a comedian, being a stand-up comedian, I have been so comfortable in my skin, because when you start joking about your flaws is actually when you accept them, and it's actually when you get comfortable. So अपना मजाक उड़ाते उड़ाते मैं बहुत comfortable हो गई हूँ. So as a person मेरी बहुत growth हुई है, और after being trolling मेरी ज़्यादा growth हुई है, because I learn so much every day. Even when I post a video, उसके लोगों के opinion पढ़ के मुझे reflection समझ आता है, and I learn about humanity, I learn about myself. So it's a process, and jahan tak baat hai ki somebody has to take step up for comedians, manage them, somebody has to. And I will like to take that initiative, because I have been thinking about a lot of things कि हम dialogues क्यों नहीं करते. हमारे पास KLF में, other festival में, ऐसे festivals में comedy का अलग section होता है where we have dialogues, but वो क्या reach है उसकी, बहुत थोड़े से limited लोग जो already अदब के बारे में जानते हैं वहाँ मौजूद होते हैं. अगर हम इस तरह की और dialogues करेंगे, online talks करेंगे, that is the only way we can educate the masses about this art form. And then हमारा वही बात है, इसी तरह हमारी PR बढ़ेगी. मैंने इस सेशन से, to be honest, I've learned so much. Like I've learned what Ali feels about an artist. I learned what Akbar wants as how we should do a PR activity. So हम हर दिन सीखते हैं और इसको बेहतर करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Because I don't do it for myself, I do it for the entire community.
It's only about changing your thought process just a little bit, and going from acting or having a holier than thou attitude that I am the person who has the mic. I think we can change into, hey, I might have the mic, but I'm here to grow as well, and along with my own growth I can help the people in the audience grow. Ali, I'd we would wrap this up with your comments on this growth, and how has your
I would like to show how my cat is sleeping right now.
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, I like people, comedians evolve. I think comedy जो पहले थी और अब है, उसमें हर किसी का बहुत फर्क होगा. और I agree, like you know how they picked out like Kevin Hart का कोई 10 साल पुराना tweet about something and they ridiculed him. So I think, yeah, a lot of things I remember once, like when I was in O levels, मेरे क्लास में एक लड़का था जो जोगर, बड़े बड़े जोगर नहीं होते, वो पहन के आता था जिस दिन स्पोर्ट्स का पीरियड होता था. तो वो उसके जोगर बहुत मोटे थे. I don't know why. So I would just make fun of him and be like, तुम बोर्ड बेसन पे वेटर हो इसलिए तुम्हें जोगर अच्छे हैं. Just mean. And I saw him cry. I saw him cry once, and I went up to him and I apologized and I went home and I got really sad. And I understood that humor is a power like any other, and you can bully someone, you can make someone feel like shit, or you can make them feel amazing, and they can forget about whatever shitty life they have for even a moment, but you can do that. It has that much power. So anyone who's funny, just remember that this is a power and use it well. And yeah, that's about it.
Great, great. That that sort of gives us a lot to think about as we go off from this session, because again, yes, it's important to know where we stand, but also not be so rigid that you're always standing in the same place and the world's moving around you. You got to move along as the world moves, and I think that I can also say for adapting to the newer technology when it comes to sharing our content, and for us to learn new ways of reaching out to our audiences, having them learn, for us to learn. And yeah, I think thank you so much, Ali, Akbar, and Natalia, for being here, for giving us your time, and for sharing your thoughts on a lot of these things. And thanks, Ali, for sharing your cute cat with us as well. Thank you, Jahan, for enabling this platform, the Nest IO.
I just want to thank all of you, Sana, Ali, Akbar, and Natalia. And I think it would be relevant to share a comment that has come in on the chat right now, because it says what I was thinking of saying. It's from Shireen Mehri. She says, all four of you shared some great content that is otherwise lacking on mainstream platforms. Thus, please continue to be the few sane voices that we need and to amplify so that, there's more good content and humor available out there. And, I was listening to everything that you were saying, and really it's like any other profession, and you need to work hard and you learn from your mistakes, and that we do in any profession. So thanks a lot for sharing and being so honest with us. And I hope we can do it again. Maybe we can just do humor next time instead of talking about the business of humor.
Yeah, that would be great
for us.
Yeah.
That would
do you see my happy socks in the back? Do you see my happy socks?
Yes, we do.
I thought it was relevant for this.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sana. Thank you for this.
Thanks,
guys. Bye-bye.